I'll be honest, I never thought I'd enjoy working out this much until I tried it in VR. It doesn't feel like a typical workout, it just feels like I'm playing a game and moving without even thinking about it. And I know a lot of people still doubt VR fitness, but it can actually get pretty intense. Whether you're into music, boxing, or just staying active in a fun way, there's something here for you. So if you've got a headset, these are some great VR fitness apps and games to try out. Let's move to our first one. FitXR. To be honest, I wasn't expecting much from FitXR, but it surprised me pretty quickly. Originally launched as BoxVR back in 2019 and later rebranded, it's now available on platforms like MetaQuest and focuses on structured classes rather than just quick sessions. What really stands out is how it feels like you're actually inside a virtual studio, with trainers guiding you and music keeping you in rhythm. You're punching, squatting, and reacting to cues, and before you know it, you're fully engaged. A lot of people like it because it feels organized, almost like attending a class without leaving your room. Some do find the subscription model a bit annoying, but if you stick with it, it really keeps you consistent. If you enjoy a routine and want something that feels guided but still fun, this one is definitely worth checking out. Boxing fitness. Sometimes you don't want anything complicated. You just want to move and feel it. And that's exactly what boxing fitness delivers. The whole experience is built around simple boxing mechanics. Jabs, hooks, uppercuts, but it's how smoothly it all flows that makes it work. I noticed pretty quickly that it doesn't try to overwhelm you with features. It just focuses on clean tracking and responsive movement. A lot of people appreciate that because it feels straightforward and easy to jump into, especially if you're new to VR. There's something really satisfying about landing punches in rhythm and seeing your accuracy improve over time. It may not have the flashiest visuals out there, but that simplicity actually works in its favor. If you're someone who just wants a no-nonsense way to stay active without learning too much, this is one of those games that quietly does its job really well. Hitstream. Hitstream feels like one of those games where you instantly understand what you're supposed to do. You're basically hitting incoming targets in a rhythm-based flow, almost like a mix between boxing and music games. What I really like is how it keeps you moving constantly. There's no downtime, no waiting around, just continuous action. It gives off this energetic vibe that pulls you in, especially when the music kicks in. A lot of players say it feels smooth and satisfying, and I get that because every hit feels responsive. It's not trying to reinvent the genre, but it refines it in a way that feels polished. If you enjoy fast-paced sessions where you can jump in and just get moving without thinking too much, Hitstream is one of those experiences that keeps you coming back without feeling repetitive. X-Fitness. X-Fitness came out in 2022 and is available on PCVR and Quest, and it takes a slightly different approach compared to most rhythm-based titles. What caught my attention is how customizable it is. You can actually use your own music, which completely changes how the game feels. Instead of following preset tracks, you're creating your own sessions, and that makes it feel more personal. Gameplay-wise, it's all about hitting notes, dodging obstacles, and staying in sync with whatever track you choose. Some people love that freedom, while others feel it lacks the polish of bigger titles. Visually, it's pretty minimal, but it gets the job done. If you're someone who gets bored easily with fixed playlists and wants something flexible, this game gives you that control. It's not perfect, but the idea behind it makes it stand out in a crowded space. Les Mills Bodycombat. Okay, so this one feels different right from the start. Instead of just throwing you into gameplay, Les Mills Bodycombat actually makes it feel like you're a part of a global fitness program. The trainers, the voice guidance, the structure, it all feels very intentional. I noticed that it pushes you a bit more compared to casual VR games, especially with its focus on proper form and intensity. A lot of people like it because it feels serious without being boring. The environments are clean and modern, and everything is designed to keep you focused. It's not as gamey as something like Beat Saber, but that's kind of the point. If you're someone who wants a more disciplined and guided experience while still enjoying VR, this one really hits that sweet spot. It's the kind of app you come back to when you want something consistent and reliable. HOLOFIT. HOLOFIT is one of those apps that feels a bit different from the usual VR fitness stuff. Instead of fast-paced action, it leans more into immersive environments. You can cycle, row, or run through places like underwater worlds or futuristic cities, and that's what makes it stand out. I found it more relaxing compared to others, but it still keeps you engaged because you're exploring while moving. A lot of users like pairing it with real equipment, which adds another layer to the experience. It's not as intense as boxing or rhythm games, but it's not trying to be. The focus here is on consistency and immersion. If you're someone who enjoys slower, steady sessions and wants something that feels almost like an escape, HOLOFIT is a really interesting option that doesn't feel repetitive over time. Thrill of the Fight 2. When I first heard about the Thrill of the Fight 2, I already knew it had big expectations to live up to. The original was known for being one of the most realistic boxing experiences in VR, and this sequel continues that idea. Developed as a follow-up to the cult favorite, it's available on modern VR platforms and focuses heavily on simulation-style gameplay. What stands out is how physical it feels. This isn't about flashy visuals. It's about real movement and effort. Every punch matters, and you can't just spam attacks. People who've tried it often say it's one of the toughest VR experiences out there, and I can see why. It's intense, raw, and very grounded. If you're someone who wants something that actually pushes you and feels close to real boxing, this is easily one of the most demanding options available. Beat Saber. It's almost impossible to talk about VR fitness without mentioning Beat Saber. I've played it so many times and it still manages to feel fresh. The idea is simple. You're slicing blocks to the beat of the music, but the way it all comes together is what makes it special. The sound, the visuals, the flow, it just works. A lot of people see it as their first VR experience, and honestly, it's easy to see why. It's accessible, fun, and surprisingly intense when you increase the difficulty. Some players treat it casually, while others go full competitive mode trying to perfect every track. That flexibility is what keeps it alive even years later. If you're new to VR or just want something that never gets old, Beat Saber is one of those games that still defines the genre. Synth Riders. Synth Riders feels like a different take on rhythm games, and that's why I keep coming back to it. Instead of slicing or punching, you're guiding your hands along flowing patterns, almost like you're dancing through the music. It feels smoother and more expressive, which a lot of players really enjoy. The visuals have this retro-futuristic vibe, kind of like neon worlds straight out of an old-school arcade dream. That's something retro fans will probably connect with instantly. It's less aggressive compared to other games, but it still keeps you moving constantly. People often say it feels more like dancing than playing, and I think that's what makes it stand out. If you want something stylish, immersive, and a bit more relaxed while still being active, Synth Riders is a great change of pace. OhShape. OhShape came out in 2019 and is available on Quest, PSVR, and PCVR, and it brings a really unique idea to the table. Instead of hitting or slicing, you're literally matching your body to shapes coming toward you. It reminds me of one of those old game shows where people had to fit through walls, and that's where the fun comes from. You're stretching, leaning, and reacting quickly, which makes it surprisingly engaging. A lot of players enjoy it because it feels playful and different from typical VR fitness games. The music adds to the experience, and the whole thing feels lighthearted, but still active. It might not be as intense as boxing games, but it offers something unique. If you want a game that feels fun, a bit nostalgic, and completely different from the usual, OhShape is definitely worth trying out. So yeah, that was my list of some of the best VR fitness apps and games you can try right now. The cool thing is, there's no single perfect option here. It really depends on what you enjoy. Some of you might like intense boxing, some might just want to move with music, and some might prefer something more relaxed and immersive. Let me know in the comments which one you're going to try, and I'll see you guys in the next video.